Speaking of the TNA days, Rude's former tag team partner, James Storm, talked to Ryan Satin of ProWrestlingSheet.com. I see that Ryan Satin is leaving ProWrestlingSheet.com, as a matter of fact. But before that announcement, Satin interviewed James Storm. And Storm revealed that he was all set. He was all ready to make his WWE debut earlier this year. The night after, maybe not the night after, but right after WrestleMania. That was the original plan. It probably would have been the night after. They usually save a big return or a big debut for the night after Mania shows. He was all set to debut right after Mania, but the pandemic ruined those plans. And then, of course, they let a whole bunch of people go, and they weren't about to bring in somebody new, like James Storm. So everything got put on hold indefinitely. The only time James Storm has worked in any capacity for WWE were the 2 matches that he worked for the NXT brand 5 years ago. And they gave him an offer, and he turned down the offer because he got a better offer. He got a better, I think it was more job security, it was more money, a lot more money, if I remember, than what WWE was offering him, to the point that I think Storm even said, Triple H told him, look, take the deal. Like, we can't match it, or we're not going to. Like, you got to look after your family. Take the deal. And they left on good terms. This time around, he was told by Triple H's assistant, or his lieutenant, whatever you want to call him, Canyon Seaman, he was told that Paul Heyman wants, he's got some interest in bringing you in to Monday Night Raw. Billy Corgan and Dave Lagana let him out of his NWA contract early. They had an option that they could have rolled over. They could have exercised the option to keep him around for another year. They didn't do it. They did not roll over the option. They let him leave. And they even told him, they said, look, we brought you in here. We wanted you to get an offer from WWE. That was our goal, to try to get you hired by WWE, because you should have already been up there. So he was very appreciative of that. He was willing, he's ready to drop the tag team titles with Eli Drake and do whatever was asked of him. The NWA treated him very well. So they were all on board. Hey, brother, this is your big shot. We're going to let you go. Best of luck. So everything was looking up. He was all ready. He got into the best shape of his life. He said he got down to like 10% body fat. He was paying out of his own pocket. There was somebody in WWE who warned him, watch what supplements that you take, because sometimes it triggers something on the drug test and you don't want to get popped, erroneously. So he was being very meticulous about what he put in his body supplement-wise. He was paying out of his own pocket for monthly drug tests to make sure that his system was totally clean. And he was doing all the right things. He bought new gear. He says he signed the deal. And then COVID put everything on hold. He has not spoken to anybody in the company since the end of July. He was kind of keeping the lines of communication open with them. And then at the end of July, that was the last conversation he had with anybody there. It sucks for him, to come that close. The guy's 43 years old. He's not a young guy anymore. He's 43 years old. Who knows if he'll ever get another phone call from WWE? I think with as dead as their tag team division is right now, putting Beer Money back together, that would be a welcome addition to help kick. Now, it's going to take more than just Beer Money. It's going to take more than just one team. But you put those two guys back together, and even the WWE audience that maybe doesn't know what the hell Beer Money ever was, you'll have people who do remember them, and they'll pop for them, if you get people back in the buildings by then. But even the people who don't know, the point is, they worked very well. They have a chemistry together as a tag team. They're a real tag team. They're not a manufactured team. And I know that Rude and Ziggler are the ones who have an alliance. Maybe you can keep Ziggler with them. Even Storm said, when he was talking to Satin, he said, we're talking about all kinds of ideas. He goes, maybe you could even put us together as a trio. It could be Rude and Storm and Ziggler. I mean, you can come up with any idea you want to, but Beer Money is a real tag team that has chemistry. They've worked together before. I think they would be a welcome addition to a dead tag team division. Let's do it. Let's do it. I say let's do it. Call the guy back up and bring him in. Let's get Beer Money back together. I mean, it's PG WWE. So instead of Beer Money, call him Milk Money. I don't care. Let's just get some actual tag teams on television, please.